death. You know what? Anything that I can make, like any further money, I need to upgrade my PC, I think, because that's the third time in about 8 weeks where that's happened. And that was like a very specific moment in that game as well, where we were just starting to see InDi break out. So I'm just quickly loading everything back up again, so we can get back into the action as soon as possible. So I do apologize for that. I'm just loading up Brood War again, and then
Give us our
hopefully,
money back, Kicks. I'll never buy tickets to STPL again. Frankly, this is unacceptable for a
it
free show I get to enjoy, but
this is
yeah.
this is worse than the MSL Power Cup, man. That's it.
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Have you hosted the replay yet?
The game's starting up, man.
Yeah, but I'm not in it.
I mean, I'm starting up my Brood War.
Oh, that game.
Yeah,
That the
that
game.
game, the actual
I
game.
th I thought you meant the other game. No, yeah, so we should be able to get back into this. We were actually, yeah, at a very key moment right after taking so much harassment basically the entire game. Indy had sort of steeled himself against it, and he's trying to like push out and storm individual lurkers with High Templars. And I mean that's like equivalent to the Terran like siege unsieging an entire siege tank line over and over again. It's like select your High Templar, you move forward, you storm, you move backwards, select a different one, you move forward, you storm, and it's just like, it's really tedious. But he actually successfully executed. He pushed back several lurkers, got double lurker kills on several storms. It's like, wow, you know, he is really doing a good job just slowly expanding outward. And he had good upgrades, and I was actually really impressed with that. He had so many High Templar too, so that's a lot of storms, which is pretty good against Hydras.
Yep.
I don't know what to expect, but I think the game. Okay, so you're online, but I don't see the game being hosted.
So my game loaded full screen, but half of the screen is off the edge of the screen. So I'm gonna reload the game again. Oh man, blue screens of death are good. And just to answer Herbie, just to let you know, the door is 120 years old maybe, and the gap isn't big enough to slide out of, unless
No,
you're
but
like a
that's
2D
the
figure.
gap that on the other side. That's what they raise, and then they slide in like a tin of food for Kix at mealtime, and then when Kix is done, he slides it back. But they don't know that Kix actually has stolen one of the food trays and has sharpened it into a shiv that he's
Yeah,
hidden, so that after the broadcast he can stab
break
the
his
guard
way
and
out.
bust out of here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's how I get to work. I actually have to kill a prison guard every day. It's really messy. Luckily enough, the guy can just stand back up, and he gets better every day. But you'd think he'd learn not to give me a metal food tray, but you know he doesn't. It's kind of sad, really, you know. But
I
I'm
tell
loading
you,
up that replay.
they'll never learn. Okay, I am sure I'll see it soon.
Yep, should be up now.
Yep, and away we go. All right, so momentary, break. We thought the game was getting a little bit too intense for some of our younger viewers. I saw, Arcneon and Herbie and Skillful Quail there. We want to make sure that these kids, don't get too stressed out, so that they run crying to their parents. Their parents are like, "You're never watching Brood War again. It's too scary for the kids these days." So we took a break, but
Yeah.
now we're both in the game and we're ready to go. We can fast forward thanks to the wonders of modern technology and get right back to where we were.
Yep, now the interesting thing is, to fast forward, you know what? I actually have someone that can fix this. It's all good. I've got a screen deliberately to go over the progress bar, which we need. So,
Do you? Oh my god.
yeah,
I'm
the
so
thing.
impressed.
It's something that I never used because the idea is like, I don't know if you remember from the Pro League, they used to go over the replay again, and they'd have like the replay menu so people knew it was a replay and then like zoom through it and stuff. I was planning on doing that, but then I realized I never actually needed to, so because it was always a replay. But I'm just quickly fixing the rest of the overlay very fast. Now, it was purple versus orange. And while this is up, just going to make sure that that appears. Oh, yeah, we need to go to the game. Here we go. Now, let's go to the right time. It's 15. You said go to 1550, right? Or 1500?
15 minutes is solid.
Yeah, because I kind of crashed before I really realized anything was going on. Okay, so everything should be set back up. I'm going to hide the playback menu again. Here we go. Let's get started. Back in with the game. Just a quick recap. We have InDi breaking his way out against Zero here. Although Zero doing a good job of taking out those observers.
Yep, this is a pretty good way to kind of reset everything. The biggest difference that we see here is not that the biggest difference is not that Zero is withdrawing or anything, but he is continually reinforcing this.
Yeah, and
But
this is a lot of lurkers.
Behind this, he is getting Defiler tech, so if InDi takes too long, then it's not going to look good for our heroes.
Yeah, now this is, as I just said, a very huge amount of lurkers. A lot of them actually damaged. Well, I say that and it's only one of them. But still, InDi in a pretty good position, but there's a lot of lings coming in for Zero. And as you do say, when that Defiler tech does pop in, when these extra upgrades start to pop in as well, InDi could be in a very, very terrible situation.
I think the Lings are supposed to run forward and try to snipe a High Templar, but they didn't do that. So Zero actually just threw away quite a few units. He's on the same supply, but I don't know. A lot of Zero's supply is Zerglings, and this is a pretty strong Protoss army.
Yeah, he's got a lot of Zealots at the back. Obviously still does need to be careful. He doesn't actually have an observer here at the front, so he can't see the lurkers still. A nice storm going down on a couple of those lurkers again. But Zero's still in a very, very good position. There's a lot of units from him, and he is getting his 5th, 6th, and 7th bases. Oh, and there's a huge, huge drop going into the 3rd base as well from InDi. This is going to be so hard for him to hold on to.
Yeah, the drop is actually very important. If this kills off the 3rd base, that's actually hugely effective. Now, there's no lurkers here for Darkstorm, and a lot of these Overlords are actually just getting picked up. Zero actually just lost like 60
Oh, he's
supply.
mana hatching. He is mana hatching in the 3rd base.
Are you kidding? No.
Oh, and all of the units have been taken down from the front as well to try and go back and defend the drop, and the units from Zero pushing in the front. It's going to be too much. There's you know what?
F you.
Yeah.
He
Oh
forgot
man.
the N on the end of the word fun.
He did. Yeah. Wow. That was a fun game, but unfortunately, in a little bit of a panic, he had a stressful game. He forgot to put the N on the word fun. But still, GG, and Zero is going to take up Net Wars 2-0 in this series so far.
0-0. I see what you did there. No, it was a very strong win. It was a little bit of a anything could happen shill with me saying that Zero had a lot of supply in Zerglings, because those Zerglings were super highly upgraded and had Adrenal. And we did highlight before the game dropped that he was going for that drop tech, and he used it pretty much exactly the way that we said he should, going right into the 3rd base, taking it out, and even manner hatching a little bit there for some style points.
Yeah, no, that was certainly something. Now, of course, I did blue screen before.